Kyagulanyi Sentamu Robert Bobi Wine ekiro kyesezwa bwe yabadde ng'ali mu lukuŋŋaana lwa European Union mu babadde bamubuuliza biki ebyagenda mu maaso e Uganda balina ekibuuzo kye bamubuuzizza nti Kyagulanyi oyagala tukolere ki ffe nga ffe aba Europe kyolaba ekinaatereeza Uganda ekyetawo demokrasiya alina bye yabasabye bakole omuli obutaddamu kwekubya bifaananyi na Museveni ne gavumenti ye n'okugidinawunsinga okugamba nti teriligiti si gavumenti ennonde awo wakulu nti gavumenti ya Museveni bagyesammule nti si nnonde ontegeera era bategeko sanctions ez'enjawulo ku batemu bonna abali mu magye abadde batemula abantu baffe nga batandika ne Muhoozi Kainerugaba ne Museveni bamutamye ensi kati nerabika etandise n'okulaba nga bateekawo enkyukakyuka ya gavumenti ey'emirembe zino enteekateeka zitandise dasooka olabe ebigambo bino then tutandikiraawo.
To say on a personal note to Robert, all the best for you and for your family as well. We had the opportunity to discuss with David Lewis a couple of days ago about the situation during the election, and indeed this looks more like a military operation, as you say, than to a real election. And for me, it's quite obvious that Uganda can be at the same time this country that brings stability to the region by engaging with neighbors and by hosting refugees from neighbors, and at the same time being horrible to its own opposition to people that engage in civil society. In a way, this country has kind of a split personality, being good at this on the one hand and mean to the inside, and that this state is a state as a booty for the Museveni family, and the regime can be seen today. Today there was planned to be held a Catholic mass in the Lubaga Cathedral for a political prisoner, Dr. Kisa Pasigye, and other political prisoners that has been cancelled on the last minute by the Archbishop, probably because he got a call that it would be wise not to do this. For me, this shows that this is not a free country. And I can only say that for me, there's no transparency in those elections, and already acknowledging the results of such a fraudulent election is taking part in supporting a regime that is, from my point of view, not duly elected. So I think that we are already too positive on that note as a European Union. So. It's said several times that the Ugandan constitution is very clear on the provisions, but apparently nobody cares, at least from those who are in the regime. So my question to our friends in Uganda is, what can we do further to support democracy and rule of law and human rights in Uganda, a part of doing what we do today, which is putting light to this situation. You request for targeted sanctions. My question to BAS is, what is hindering us if we know clearly that there are some people personally involved in abducting people, killing people, to put in place targeted sanction? These are my two questions to our esteemed guests. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there other colleagues who want to take the floor or not? Otherwise, I would like to give the floor back to Uganda, to Mr. Kuyangulani, Mr. Bobi Wine. Sorry for your family name is a little bit difficult for me to pronounce.
Yeah.
If you can give the floor first to you and then to Mrs. B. Rita. Yes.
Sure. May I request that you repeat the question again, please?
So, Robert, first I said all the best for you personally and for your family. But I wanted to know a part of putting light on the situation and organizing meetings like this and calling for targeted sanctions. What else can we do in order to support you on the ground that are working for democracy in your country?
Thank you very much. I'll talk about what you can do from your end and what you can do from our end here in Uganda. From your end, of course, you can apply targeted sanctions. And I hear very many times regime apologists claiming that when you put targeted sanctions on individuals, it affects the nation. No, it does not. It saves the nation. You can slap targeted sanctions, travel sanctions, economic and legal, to the individuals, which individuals we have presented internationally, and others have actually come out themselves, like General Museveni's son. You have laws like the Global Magnitsky, which has been applied to many human rights violators. We request that the same be applied to the regime back in Uganda. But also association. I mean, it slaps those who believes in democracy and human rights in the face when they see ambassadors or diplomats from the world-known democracies standing shoulder to shoulder with gross human rights violations. For example, imagine just a day or hours after General Muhoozi tweets taking pride in murdering people, in attacking people's families and undressing people and tweeting it, taking pride in killing. And then the next minute, you're going to see an official picture of an ambassador from a renowned democracy standing shoulder to shoulder. That is embracing, that is legitimizing impunity. And we call for a distancing on that. I mean, I've not seen an ambassador or an government official from a democracy standing shoulder to shoulder with Lukashenko or these other, renowned dictators. Also, we have requested that for all the aid that is extended to Uganda, let it be conditional. Let it be conditioned to respect to democracy, human rights, and the rule of law. That would be very helpful. If it is not possible to cut out any cooperation, of course, the best thing would be for a democracy to disassociate from anything that contradicts the same. However, if it is not achievable to completely disassociate, then at least let there be a minimum of demanded, reforms that can lead Uganda to a line of democracy.
Thank you very much, Mr.
N'ozowulidde ebyo Kyagulanyi Byeyasabye European Parliament bye biba bikolebwa okutereeza eggwanga lyaffe Uganda. Era bwe yabisabye ebyo waliwo avunaanyizibwa ku nsonga za Africa yakutte akazindalo n'ayogera n'ategeeza nti waliwo ekiri mu kukolebwa closed door. Baagala kulaba ng'obuyinza bwa Uganda bukyusibwa mu mirembe nga tebugenze mu famire wabula nga bukyusibwa Museveni aveewo funa omukulembeze omulala. Kyagulanyi waba akubuzeewo njagala olabe bigambo bino.
Situation very, very closely. We are engaging in a dialogue with both government, indeed, but also opposition and civil society. All of this, of course, is not happening in the public eye, but there is clearly a very proactive approach that we have, and also, of course, frank discussions. And through our development cooperation and the cooperation that we have, of course, we target that very much to governance and support to civil society, as I've outlined. And we have the possibility of
focusing additionally on that as we deem necessary, and to accompany a reform process. So the way we today, the approach that we have today is one of engagement, and the proposals of restrictive measures have not been on the table in these discussions and in our and also in our discussions with our member states.
Ndozo ulide nti waliwo enjogerezeganya discussions ezigenda mu maaso in closed doors na government n'aboludda oluvuganya ne civil societies ng'omulamu oguliwo gwa kukyusa buyinza mu mirembe, ng'omulamu oguliwo gwa kulaba nga demokrasiya abukaala mu ggwanga Uganda, ng'omulamu oguliwo kulaba nga abakozi b'ebikolobero bakolwako ng'amateeka bwe galagirwa. Awo nno Kyagulanyi aba ali ku distinction, aba ali ku buwanguzi. Bwe tuba tutuuse awo nti kati okubawa ssente tulina kulaba nga demokrasiya waali, ng'obukulembeze bukyuka, era twagala obukulembeze bukyuka buve mu mikono gya A budde mu mikono gya B. Kyagulanyi aba ali kukuwangula. Byeyasabye biba bitandise okukolebwako. Bino Museveni byatayagala bulijjo, naye kakati aba agenda kukanula maaso. Mpangali, mponkoro. Munnayuganda twongezeemu. Fesi tujjaako kigere. Twongere okulaga ebikyamu ebikolebwa gavumenti ya General Kaguta Museveni. Ensi etandise okuwulira. Ensi etandise okwanukula. Very soon twanjala kubibala ebirungi amatobuta. Ng'ensi yaffe efunye ku demokrasiya nga tutonda omukulembeze n'avaawo ne tufuna omulala, naye nga byonna biyita mu kulwana kutuyana. Tuyana leero badde enkya twanditereerako.